What's up, champions? Coach Rail here with Getting Real with Rael, where we get raw, authentic, and real. I'm actually on the set of my movie. You're used to me having different backgrounds, but I have Tamara. Tift is my, did I say that right? Tift? Yeah?
You said the last name right. The first name is Tamara.
Tamara Tift. So I'm really excited to have Tamara on because we're going to find out about acupuncture, meditation. Is it real? Does it really work? We're going to talk about that a lot, and well, let's just hold on to that. So before we get started, as you know, we like to get raw and real here. So Tamara, take us. I always pick the number 5 because I believe that's the time when we have some big changes in our life, but go back as far as you can remember and take us from there to how you got here. Were you an only child? Did you have a great childhood? Your parents bullied, picked on? What was your school life like? And just share with us a little bit and keep it real how you got to where you are now.
All right. I was born in Spokane, Washington. I have a little brother. He's 3 years younger than me. I'd have to say age 5 is actually a good time to start with me because at age 5 is when I started my career as a gymnast. So gymnastics kind of brought me through my life up until I was about 21 and then kind of inspired me to do what I do now. So I was training at a private club with my family in Washington State, and around the age of 13 is when I went to a training camp in Florida, ended up staying there until 19, until I went to college. And so that's like a very short of it. Being away from my family for so long, it developed some personality skills and motivation and independence and, things that have helped me thrive in my life. But it was also a really hard thing, as you can imagine.
Yeah. So are you still close with your parents now?
Yep, I am. We have a very strong relationship. My parents both live in Washington still. My little brother lives in Seattle. He's got 2 kids, and we stay in touch. And everybody's, we stay in touch as much as possible, being long distance.
Now, okay, so now I found you, Tamara. Let me get it. I said it wrong. Tamara, right?
That's right. No, you got it.
Tamara. Okay, I got it. Okay. Because, I'm really particular about that because, my name's weird too, Rael, and
yeah.
my mom was very adamant because, people could never say my name right. They said, well, let me just call you Ray, or my mom would be like, no, his name is Rael. So she was very particular about that. So I like to get that. So, I wanted to talk about meditation and acupuncture because I know that's your thing. But, there's a lot, I'll be honest with you, I'm the guy who always heard about meditation, but I'm that, I'm like been working out all my life. I do all the aggressive stuff, the CrossFit, boxing, all of that. And for years, people have been saying, you really need to meditate. And I'm like, yeah. And then, I joined Amari and we have this amazing app and, I want to check it out, and there you come. And I'm like, okay, I'm looking at this girl, and she's talking about box breathing, and and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give it a try, right? But I'll be honest with you. When I started, Tamara, I actually had panic attacks. It was really weird for me to slow down and breathe, and I actually started to hyperventilate, or just it made me uncomfortable, but I stuck with it, and I started to really dig it and really like it. And so what's going on there? Why is the meditation side so important? And why is that? Why am I feeling different now? I feel more, I'm actually look forward to it now. Like even when I go on auditions or something, I do the breathing that you told us to do. Why is that affecting me like that?
Well, it's really funny because I also used to get panic attacks. And when we slow down enough to feel our real feelings, sometimes that's a little bit scary. When we feel how tense we are, when we feel how fast our heart is beating, when we just connect with our physical body, sometimes that's a little bit scary for our minds. And especially if we're not breathing properly, which 99.9% of us aren't breathing properly. We breathe up into our rib cage here, and we really want to breathe into our bellies. Like, I like to use the example, looking at a baby in a crib, for, you know, their bellies, they go up and down. You know what I'm talking about? When they breathe?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then as like time goes on, we forget how to breathe properly, and that really increases anxiety. So getting back to slowing down, we move so fast also. We're looking at our phones, we're looking at computers, we're in big cities, and we forget how to slow down and be mindful and be present. And it's about training your mind. Just like in CrossFit, you train your muscles, you know, and that hurts too.
Right.
That hurts. You get sore. So just like when you start anything, when you start mindfulness, it might hurt a little bit. You might get a little bit uncomfortable in your body, but it takes practice, and you have to be patient with yourself, and you have to be loving with yourself, and non-judgmental, especially, because when those feelings come up, you need to recognize those feelings and let them go gently, and then come back to that present moment. And that's just the routine of mindfulness, because I think we think like, I don't know, it must be 60,000 to 80,000 thoughts per day. It's crazy. Our minds are always thinking. So to think that we're just going to sit down and stop thinking is crazy, right? Mm-hmm. So little piece, that's why I like to, when I teach people how to become more mindful and how to breathe, that's why I like baby steps. I like, you know, sit with yourself for a couple minutes. You don't have to sit there for 20 minutes, 45 minutes, like people typically think meditation is. Does that kind of answer that question a little bit?
Yeah, totally. And you mentioned the 60 to 70. Now I know that, I know it. I thought it was actually like 90,000, but it's a lot. So, and what I've learned, I'm interested to talk about this, would you agree with this? And I think this would be powerful because you probably switched this. I've heard that, let's just go with the 70,000 thoughts for argument's sake. You have 70,000 thoughts a day, and almost all of them are negative. And we're continually bombarding ourselves with those negative thoughts, so that if we were to switch those to positive, it could be huge, even a little bit. Am I in alignment with that? Or?
Yeah, I think negative self-talk is a huge thing, and a lot of that, those thoughts that come in, we have to remember they're not our own thoughts. They're probably someone else's thoughts, or something that we heard from someone else. So it's that letting that thought go. If you recognize that negative self-talk, what I like to tell my patients is replace that thought with something positive. If you catch yourself, which you will start catching yourself more being mindful and practicing meditation, all you have to do is catch yourself, replace that with something positive about yourself or positive about the situation, and kind of retrain your brain and rewire your brain.
Well, and so I have to ask you this, okay? Now, because on the app, that's not the voice that you have on the app. So you have this very cool, calming voice. So what is that? Is that the meditation voice? I mean, do we practice that, or like what?
Voice? Because I'm gonna be real right now with you.
Okay.
When I was asked to do this mindfulness series, that's the first thing that came to my head. I have a squeaky mouse voice. My nickname as a child gymnast was Mouse.
Wow.
So I have a little mouse voice. I'm a little person. Like, nobody wants to listen to this little squeaky voice while they're trying to calm down. So I had to practice and really come to a place with myself and find my voice that I felt would be soothing for people.
Wow.
And it actually came pretty naturally, strangely enough, when I just tapped into my intention of, and I don't know if you've listened to many mindfulness podcasts, or it's usually an English guy or a South African guy, or, because traditionally we like that accent. Mm-hmm. So, and I don't really like that accent. I wanted to kind of create a voice that people could find relaxing, that was still me, but yeah, I had to practice it for sure.
I love that, and you did an amazing job. As an actor, I can appreciate that. Now, you said something to me, and I really appreciated it. When you found out that I had, This is interesting because I don't even really want to speak it anymore. I'm kind of like not speaking over it, but the reality is, I was told that I had cancer, and you were mentioning that I could do some certain things to do with that. And like, what kind of things were you sharing with me that I should be doing to add that to my arsenal to beat that? Or other people watching this, if you're struggling with certain things, because you gave me some very specific techniques to do.
I mean, there's always a psycho-emotional component to illness, and stress is a huge contributor to all illness. So when you're trying to heal your body, tapping into your body and bringing intention and visualization, like the visualization exercise in the app, for example. This is something you can do, is visualize bringing healing energy to the area that's, problematic in your body, or the illness, or, replacing that with white light, or whatever your spiritual practice is, bringing that energy in and bringing that healing energy in, and really keep your cortisol levels down. Meditation does this, and that's your stress hormone. So something that you can do every day is just keep yourself in as balanced, calm place as you can, so that your body can heal. Because the more stressed out and the faster we're going, and the more mindlessness we're practicing, it doesn't help us heal as quickly. Because our minds are very powerful, as I'm sure you know.
I love that you said that, because I've heard that we literally use like less than 3% or 5% of our brain. So that's why these people that do that crazy stuff where they can slow their breathing down and all that kind of stuff. And I will tell you this, I'm grateful for you truly, because as I've been going through this journey, I'm pretty positive. That's just my thing. But you have moments where, and it comes out of nowhere, and you start to go down this road, and you just start to think about stuff, and I've been using the skills that I've got from the app on you, and it, like, how you have that one part in the app where you can go and it's got the music and you can do some meditation. You get to choose how long you want to do it for. Well, when I first did it, I was like, yeah, a minute. But now I'm up to I like it. I'm up to like 15, 18 minutes. And when I have those thoughts, I just like to calm myself, and it works for me, and I almost had I haven't had one for a long time, but I almost had a panic attack the other day, and I just thought of you, and I did the breathing, and it really helped me. So I'm grateful for you for that. Thank you.
I love hearing that. Yeah. Most of the time, anxiety and panic is from something in the future that hasn't even happened yet. Can you think of, like, when you sit here and you try to think of something you're anxious about or make yourself feel anxious, are you thinking about something in the present moment? Probably not.
No.
You're thinking about something that might happen in the future, and it hasn't even happened. So you have to remind yourself, okay, that hasn't happened. Come back to this moment. Be present in this moment. This is the moment that you have. So that's what you have to keep training. And it's the same with depression. Most of the time, when we think about depression, we're thinking about something that happened already. Our heart's been broken, or, somebody passed away, and, depression or other things that have triggered depression, a lot of the time are from our past. So once again, it's trying to just bring your mind and train your mind back to this moment and experience the beauty in the moment.
Okay, so let's switch gears a little second. Let's go to the acupuncture, because I know you're big on that. So how did you get into that? Let's start there. How did you get into the acupuncture?
As I said, I was an Olympic hopeful gymnast. So I had a lot of psychological and physical injuries of my own. I thought I had a full scholarship to college. I kind of thought that I was going to go the Western medical route. And I had injury after injury after injury. I actually suffered from an eating disorder. And Western medicine and pharmaceuticals just wasn't the answer for me, for my own healing. And I was introduced to acupuncture and actually Tui Na and traditional Chinese medicine. And I took an introductory course, and it just, everything made sense. It was like a mind blown moment where I knew this is what I had to study, and in turn, it really helped me with my own issues, my own chronic pain, my own, a lot of people that turn to medicine like this or become therapists, we're initially trying to heal ourselves, right? So it was about helping with my own chronic pain and helping with my own anxiety, really. I mean, funny enough, the first time I was introduced to anxiety or to acupuncture was I was having a panic attack in college, and I called my mom, and she just was like looking things up, trying to find something. And she was like, push on this point. And it was pericardium 6, this point right here. It's used for anxiety and nausea and a lot of other things. And she's just like, push on this point and breathe. And I remember I was laying on the couch in the apartment I lived with in Chicago, and it just kind of started calming down. That was my first experience with it. And then little did I know I was going to study it years later, but that's kind of what brought me to acupuncture.
That's great. Now you're in California, right?
Yeah. Are you?
Yeah, I'm in California, so I might have to come. Where are you? What part of California?
My practice is close to Santa Monica.
Oh, well, I'm in Valencia, awesome town. Awesome town. That's they like to call. It's like, have you heard that? It's the crazy.
I don't know.
It's well, you know where Valencia is, right? You know where Valencia is, Magic Mountain.
Oh my gosh, you're a Magic Mountain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah. I'll tell you a funny story. So a quick segue. So they like to call themselves awesome, for real. And there was actually this guy that made a big billboard on the side of the 5 freeway when you came in, and it would say, "Welcome to Awesome Town." And it was like, they've taken that down since, but there was a time when they actually, and it's a group, I don't know who they are, but they actually took the media to court and got a gag order on the media because they didn't want anybody outside of Awesome Town to know that it wasn't awesome.
Where did it come from initially?
I have no idea. That's
awesome. There's so many roller coasters.
I don't know, but that just cracks me up. So I might have to come from Awesome Town and come down and see you, and because you know what, I've done I don't know, maybe a little bit of acupuncture, a little bit, but I'm not feeling that they were at your level, and I just I'm curious because it can pretty much, from what I've heard, cure anything, right? Pretty much.
It definitely helps with any kind of chronic illness. It helps your body, once again, just like mindfulness, it helps your body heal itself. It gets you back in balance. And it also helps with, if you're getting chemo or if you're getting other kinds of allopathic treatments, it helps with those side effects as well. So, or if a woman is pregnant and she's nauseous, it helps with those side effects by balancing the body's energetic systems.
So with that, back in the day, Tamara, when I did the Ironman, I did the Hawaii Ironman, and it was weird. I never ever had a panic attack or anything before this. And one day I was in the pool. I think listening to you, it's like I had a lot of stress because what happened was my stepbrother at the time, in February, the race is in October, he found out that he had 3 months left. He had old man's cancer. He was young. He was 34. It was crazy because at that time, they wanted celebrities to come do the race. The year before, they had Alexander Paul from Baywatch. And so they were bringing celebrities in to bring recognition to the race. And they heard about me because I was doing the little ones at the time. And so they said, "Hey, would you be interested in doing the Ironman?" And I was like, no, I'm not going to do the Ironman. I had no desire to be swimming in the water and doing all that. So I said no. Then I got the news about my brother, and I knew he was a big fan of the Ironman. So I said, you know what? I called him back. I said, I'll do it. Send me some shirts, send me some stuff. And I went and, I went out and I said to Mark, I said, "Hey, listen, if you promise to finish or be there in October, I will cross the finish line for us." And then in the process, he said, "Let's turn this negative into a positive." I said, what do you want to do? He said he wanted to raise money for the young kids with cancer. We got $100,000 from ADT, but I had to cross the finish line to get it. That was the deal. So as I was preparing for the race and it got closer and closer, I think I just got stressed because one day I was in the pool and out of the blue, I couldn't breathe, dude. I like literally jumped out of the water like a fish. And then of course, they just started coming more and more and more. And I'm freaking out now, right? Because I can't let my brother down. And I got to get in the race starts with the water. I got to get in the water. I'm freaking out. I didn't know what to do. I tried everything. I ended up doing hypnosis and it worked, but would the acupuncture worked?
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, working with fear, working with anxiety, all psycho-emotional issues are very helpful with acupuncture. And then, you know, acupuncture goes along with traditional Chinese medicine. So there's herbal supplements, there's Tamara supplements. I use a plethora of different things for each patient's specific, you know, reasons or background.
I'm live doing a podcast, brother.
I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. I was just letting. We had background noise going on, so I was just letting you know we were live doing a podcast. That's good. I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. So you know, each person gets their own program depending on who they are. They're not just going to get Xanax. They're not just going to get Ativan. They're going to get something. I'll probably run a blood panel on you to make sure you're not deficient in any of your major minerals or vitamins, and you know, see what's going on with some different blood panels or stool samples. There's lots of different approaches to each person to figure out why you're experiencing what you're experiencing.
Hey guys, I'm live doing the podcast. Sorry, I was just trying to keep the background noise down. So let me ask you this. In terms of now, I know you're part of Team Amari on the corporate side. What was it that attracted you to be part of that vision of Hip Trans?
Do you know the story of Hip and my relationship? So I met Hip. I was his practitioner. So before Amari existed, I was working with Hip. We met in a recovery center in Malibu, actually. And after he was finished, he continued to drive from Orange County up to Santa Monica to my practice weekly. And he was getting better and better and more excited about life, and decided that he wanted to do something good for people. He had already had so much success in his life. And one time during a treatment, he turned to me and said, you know, I really want to do something good, and would you help me? Would you help me find the people? And generally with my patients, I have very strict boundaries, but there was just some intuitive spidey sense, we like to call it, that I felt like I needed to be part of this process. We had no idea what we were doing, mind you, and found the people one by one, and you know, everyone fits together so well, and came up with the name, which means love, and it's just been rolling from there. He's still I still treat him every week, but now I am involved with Amari, and I try to get involved in any kind of, you know, the app, just the vision as much as possible.
Yeah, and you know, and I appreciate that. Like I said, why would you say, Tamara, when I was at Symposium, you know, I've been doing, you know, this for 13 years, and I've been with 2 other companies before. I'm very passionate about, you know, primarily, you know, weight loss and stuff like that is. But I was kind of blown away because I got a lot of people, medical practitioners, chiropractors, you know, people in that field, naturopaths. And of course, I've talked to them about joining my team, and they're like, yeah, we love you, Rael, but no. But almost like 3/4, like I've never seen so many people in your profession, their profession, that are attracted to Amari. Why would you say that is?
That are attracted?
Yeah, that are attracted to it.
Because the science is very real. The science behind all of our products. Dr. Sean Talbot is an incredibly intelligent human. He's formulated all of these supplements, and they're good for everyone. Gut health is so important for every other part of our health, and microbiome research is just exploding. And lucky for us, we were at the forefront of that with Sean creating this gut-brain axis formulation. And functional doctors, integrative doctors, acupuncturists, chiropractors, we all know that health, a huge part of it begins in the gut. So I think just that and also, our core values, we're not about just sales. We're really about helping people and starting a mental wellness revolution and helping as many people as we can. Mental health needs to be established for everyone, and right now it's a big crisis, as you can see if you live in Los Angeles. And we talk about that spectrum from 0 to 10, but we need to figure out some plans, and that's something we want to do with this company eventually. We want to take this really far and help as many people as we can.
So I want to, we could do, before we do that, and then I want you to take me through something, put me through some kind of meditation or skill that, it can be useful to everybody. But I have a thing that I do on all my podcasts. It's called Rapid Fire. I just ask like 3 or 4 questions. So the first question, who's your favorite superhero?
Oh gosh. I mean, the first thing that comes to my head is Wonder Woman.
Okay. So you get to be a superhero now. You get to have any superpower you want. What would it be, and how would you use it to make a difference in the world?
Oh my gosh. I would have the magic healing wand. It would be, I could just help whoever needs help with my little magic wand. I mean, I would also like wings with my wand, of course, if I can have 2 things, so I can fly places and help as many people as possible.
I think Rich said, I don't know who it was, one of them said they wanted to fly as well. And so last question, who is your biggest mentor in your life, and how did they affect you?
Very good question. Probably, I have so many. I mean, I have so many philosophers that I love. Just the ideas behind Rumi and Buddha and all of the philosophies around love and kindness and helping people. I know those they're no longer alive, but that's just something that I was attracted to at a very young age. I became a vegetarian when I was 8 because of finding out that there was a religious group that thought cows were sacred. When I was very young, I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. I think I just identified with a lot of different religions and spiritual practices from a very young age that have kind of brought me to where I am.
Awesome. Okay, so do something to me. Let's do something.
All right, so the easiest, not easiest, but a simple place to start with mindfulness is a body scan. So let's start by just placing our feet flat on the ground. And then we're just gonna kind of tune into our bodies and start recognizing the natural flow of your breath. You can close your eyes if you'd like as well. And just notice even your heart beating. Feel the breath come in through the nose and out through the mouth. Sit up straight in your chair. Imagine a little string pulling you up to the ceiling. And relax your jaw. And that space between your eyes. Bring some awareness to the top of your head and the back of your head. Relax your face. And just keep coming back to your breath, remembering that those thoughts are just thoughts and you can let them go. Relax your throat and the back of your neck. Bring your shoulders down an inch from bottom of your ear. Relax your chest and your upper back, your abdomen, and your lower back. Relax the tops of your arms and your elbows, your forearms, and your fingers. Bring awareness to your pelvis and your hips. And let's take 2 deep breaths together right here. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And again, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Relax your legs and your knees. The bottoms of your legs, your ankles, your feet, and your toes. Now just feel what it feels like to be in your body. What kind of sensations are coming up? You might feel a little bit of heaviness in your limbs. Do you notice any tightness anywhere? If you do, breathe into that area. A big deep breath right now. And let it out. And when you're ready, you feel completely calm in your body, you can go ahead and open your eyes.
That's good. That's good. Wow, and just even a little that to get focused like that, I like that. So Tamara, I really appreciate you taking time and taking us through that. So people, anybody who's in California, how do they find you? Where's your practice? How can they contact you?
My practice is called Wren, like the bird, W-R-E-N, acupuncture. I'm on Santa Monica Boulevard between Bundy and Centinela. And you can find me online on the website, renacupuncture.com.
Okay. And are you on social media?
I am. I have a Facebook account now.
Okay. Yeah.
Always under my name, Tamara Tift.
Okay.
I'm not very good at the social media, but yeah, you can find me on Facebook.
Awesome. Well, like I said, I thank you for spending time with us. And I thank you for spending time with us and joining me on my podcast. And as you know, I'm very passionate about Amari as well. And you heard Tamara talk about where we're going with this. And, we at Amari, we just invite you to take a look at our brand, see if it's right for you, and on a bigger vision, because we do want to make a difference. We are going global. We are going to make a difference and change the world. We're looking for champions that want to, that are interested in having fun. They're big thinkers. They're problem solvers, no negativity. They're okay with, living in, abundance and, looking to make a 5, 6, 7 figure income. Reach out to us. Reach out to whoever shares this video with you. We'd love to hear from you. Say, hey, how can I get involved? How can I be part of that? So with that said, champions, I'll believe in you too. Believe in yourself. Make the rest of the day the best of the day. God bless. Boom.